Hi everyone, I'm Laura from gosimpli.ca, and today I have a total body loop band workout. So we're going to do everything down on the mat, including our warm-up and cool down will be all sort of just on the mat here. You probably don't need to wear running shoes if you don't want to. I've chosen to simply because I already had them on. The only thing you will need is a loop band and sort of a softer surface since we're going to be down on the ground. And we are going to have, like I said, a warm-up, then we're going to do lower body exercises, then we're going to do upper body exercises, then we're going to do some core exercises, and then I will take you through a quick little sort of cool down stretch. Altogether, it's probably going to be just under half an hour. I've had a lot of requests for a little bit longer workouts, so hopefully this one will work for you. Go and grab your stuff and meet me back here. Okay everybody, we're going to begin with our warm-up, so you don't need your band for this, you can just put it down on the ground, and we are going to start with a cat-cow. So we're just, there's no timer today, I'm going to be just going through sort of about 12 repetitions per exercise when we get into the main exercises, and for the warm-up we're just going to sort of do, you know, a few of each move, get ourselves warmed up and ready to go. But no timer today. We're going to try just something a little bit different. I know some people really like the timer. I do because I'm often not very good at counting. Well, I'm okay at counting. That's not the problem. It's that I forget which number I'm on. I get distracted by the exercise I'm doing. Okay, so just a few more here, and then we're going to move into a bird dog since we're already on our hands and knees. Okay, so one more. Excellent. And so bird dog is just opposite arm and leg reach, and then bring it back down. So we're just going through a little bit of a range of motion here. While this exercise routine is not going to be like super high cardio or anything like that, we still want to have work through the range of motion because we are going to be putting those muscles to the test. And so your heart rate will likely go up a bit to maybe even a moderate level because, you know, depending on how strong the resistance band is that you're using, those muscles are going to be working. This is not what I would call an easy workout just because it's down on the mat. Okay, so we'll do one more each side, and then we're going to move into a plank walk opener. So for those of you who want to know, you're up in a plank, one leg forward, and then stretch up to the opposite side, go back to the plank, bringing my left leg forward, my left arm up, and we're just going to walk through a few of these. And it's sort of rotating through the back here, getting our core a little bit warmed up, and stretching through our legs as well, and also giving our arms a little bit of a warm up here. One more each side here I think will be good. And then our last warm-up move is just going to be a down dog to up dog. So we're going to come into this down dog position and then fluidly move through to an up dog. And if you don't want to be way up on your toes today, you could certainly do a up dog to child's pose like this. Up dog and then child's pose. Okay, so it's whatever works for you. You're still getting excellent range of motion either way. It simply depends on which you prefer, really. Getting a little bit more demand on the core, on the abdominals when you go all the way up to the up dog, to the down dog from the up dog. But really, for today, it doesn't really matter, so it's just whichever you prefer. So we'll do two more here. My shoes are squeaking. Excellent. And then just come and put the knees down. Okay, so we're going to start by doing a side leg raise. And then the next one will be a clamshell, but we're going to do both of them on the same side of the body. So take your loop band and put your feet through it. Okay, and we're going to keep it down closer to our ankles, not right on the joint, but certainly closer to. Doesn't matter which side, we're going to do both sides. So I'm just going to lie down on one side. You can go all the way down if that's more comfortable for you. I like to hold my head up, and we're simply going to do a side leg raise. So I have my toes flexed towards my nose, and we're going to do 12. So I've done 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 8, so 4 more, and 1 more. Excellent, that's 12. Now we're going to move into a clamshell, so just bend those knees up. I like to push up a little bit more, just like this. I'm still leaning over, feet close together. We're just going to open up. Oh, whoops, you have to move your band up. It's not going to be very challenging if you don't. Okay, move your band up, and then you're just going to open and close. And again, we're doing 12. So those feet should be staying together at the bottom. And we're staying, our hips are pointing forward. We're just opening up the legs, so it's not a huge range of motion. Okay, we've done 6, so we have 6 more. And 2 more. Excellent. Now we're going to move that band back down to the ankles and switch around to the other side. All right, so I'm just going to, you can just roll over, but I don't want to have my back to you. So, and again, I like to just prop my head up, and we're doing 12. Point those toes up towards the nose so that the leg is nice and straight and firm. There's halfway. So keep in mind, the harder the band you're using, the harder the exercises will be. We have 2 more. Excellent. And now we're just gonna, I'm remembering this time, slide the band up over top of the knees, not right at the joint. And again, I like to prop myself up a bit. I've got my feet sandwiched together, my hips pointing forward, and I'm just opening that leg and then bringing it back down. It's not a huge range of motion, and that's okay. That's where we want it to be. That's really working the adductor on the side here. It's really giving it quite a challenge. And I think we've done 6 here. See what I mean? I lose count. So that's 7, 8, 4 more. Excellent. So now we're going to move the band back down to our ankles. And we're going to do some hamstring curls. So again, it's above our ankles. It's not right on the joint. And you're going to flip onto your tummy. And now you can be totally down, or you can stay up a bit. I like to prop myself up a bit like I'm reading a book, and we're going to do a hamstring curl. So I'm going to do all on my left leg first, and we're going to do 12. So there's 1. I will often read a book while I'm doing exercises in this position. There's halfway. Two more. Excellent. And now we're simply going to switch and do the other side. So you don't need to do anything different with your upper body. You can just stay where you are, and we'll do 12 on this side. It's really good to work our hamstrings because, well, we just don't often enough. And so we can feel really inflexible and tight through our hamstrings because our quads on the front of the leg are so much stronger. 6 more. And really, it's simply because we have such weak hamstrings on the back. So it's so important that we work them, and these hamstring curls are one of the best exercises for them. I think we have one more. Excellent. And then we are going to do some prone sort of scissors or heel taps. So I'm going to go all the way down this time because I need to lift my legs up and squeeze my bum, and now I'm going to tap my heels together and then spread them out. And we want to go slow because that's how it hurts the most. So there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. Excellent. Good job. Now we're going to do a kick on each side of the body. So come up to your hands and knees here. And I'm going to just keep the band right where it is. It may move around during this exercise, and that's okay. So we're just going to kick our leg up for 1, 2, and again, we're still doing 12. And 2 more. Excellent. And then we're just going to stay where we are, stabilize yourself again, make sure your posture feels good, make sure your back is in good alignment, it's not way too arched and it's not tipping down. And then we're going to do 12 on the other side. And you're going to feel like your range of motion is a bit compromised because of the band. That's the whole point. There's 6 done. Excellent, and that is 12. Then we're going to move on. I just have to move my sheet here because I didn't have my timer. I had to type out my workout today so that I didn't forget what was coming up next. So now we're going to do a fire hydrant. It's named that aptly, as you would notice a dog going to the bathroom on a fire hydrant. So we're going to start on the left side. We're going to keep our band where it is and just open up the hip to the side. There, but just like that. That's 5 right there. I just love mini bands because they're so easy to use. They're very cost effective. 2 more. They're easy to travel with and carry around. They're not heavy to bring somewhere if you want to work out. I mean, I can't work out outside right now. Now we're just going to switch legs. I will actually turn around so that you can see me and I'm not kicking my back wall here. Yeah, I can't work outside right now because it's snowing. And there's lots of snow on the ground and it's very cold, and in order to stay warm I'd have to have my snow pants on, which makes it a little more challenging. That's 6 right there. But I do like to take my yoga mat outside and work out when the weather is nice outside. It's just lovely to feel the sun on your skin. And I think we have 2 more. Of course, I have to wear a fair bit of sunscreen, but that's okay because it's just nice to be outside. Okay, and now we're going to do a front leg raise. So again, keep the bands where they are. I just like to lean back a little bit into my arms. I'm not dumping all my weight, but I'm just using my arms for support here a little bit, and I'm just going to lift the left leg up. Nice straight leg. There's halfway. Excellent, and then switch legs. We're already in position, so just keep going. There's 3. There's 8, 4 more. Excellent. And that is it for the lower body. So now we're going to switch on to the upper body. And we're going to start, I'm actually going to stay right down on the mat, but I am going to come up onto my knees a bit. So you can come all the way up like this, or you can rest back on your heels. It's whatever comfortable for you. I'll actually go all the way up. My knees can get angry with me sometimes. But you could also sit cross-legged on the floor if that's more comfortable for you as well. So I'm going to start with a bicep curl. So I'm going to take the band where my palm is facing up to the ceiling. I'm going to take my other thumb, rest it on my hip bone, and I'm going to just hold it there and curl up. We're going to do both sides, so it doesn't matter which side you start with. And try to keep that wrist straight. You don't want to see it like bending like that. There's 6. And 1 more. Excellent. And now I just roll my band around, and now my left hand is facing up, and my right hand is down. I take that thumb, put it on my hip bone, and then curl the other side. You can have an open hand. You can turn it into a fist. Whatever works for you, that will keep that wrist nice and straight, so there's no bend in the wrist. There's halfway. And 2 more. Excellent. Now I'm going to take the band and we're going to do a tricep extension. So I'm going to hold one fist with knuckles facing in, and then this one I'm going to have my palms sort of facing out so that I can extend my arm straight to the side and then put it back. So now we're doing a tricep extension, and I'm just holding my fist to my chest to keep the band in place with my right hand. So there's 6, we're halfway. And 2 more. Excellent. And then I'm going to rotate it so that I can push out the other side. Okay? It doesn't matter if your band gets curled up or if it's flat. It really doesn't matter. So fist to chest and then push straight out. And there's 4. It's important when we're using bands to not go too fast and get momentum. And this is 8. And 1 more. Excellent. Let me double check what's up next. We have, a rear arm pulse. So I'm going to actually take the band behind my back and put both in it. It's going to feel a little bit like what I imagine being handcuffed would feel like, having never had that experience, thankfully. So both of them are in here, and we're simply going to pulse out to the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's halfway now. Try and keep your arms straight so your elbows aren't bending. And 3 more. Perfect. Now we're going to take the band in the front and have our arms looped through it, and we're going to go over our head, and we're just going to push out to the side again, but it's a slightly different position of the arms. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, try not to bend the elbows. Excellent. And now we're going to do a push-up. So the hard part about this is that we're gonna keep the band where it is, and we have to push our arms out so they're constantly going to be holding that pushed out position. Okay? So they're holding there the whole time for our 12 push-ups. So you can go from your toes like this. And then you can always drop. We're at 6. And if you like being up at your toes, that's fine as well. And we have 2 more. And 1 more. Excellent. Now, since we're here, come back into quadruped, we're going to do a row. So take your band. I'm going to use my right hand and push it flat to the ground and use my hand to keep it there. And I'm going to take my other hand like I'm holding a dumbbell, and I'm going to row out to the side. And 2, 3, 4. And 2 more. Excellent. And now I'm going to thread my other hand in to hold the band flat to the mat and make a fist with my other one and grab the band, and again, elbow way out to the side for 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's halfway. And 2 more. Okay, and now we're going to do a front arm raise. So I'm going to come back to up on my knees, and I'm simply going to try and hold the band down in front. I've just got it against my thigh, and then I've got my straight arm as much as possible, and just how high can I lift it without bending the elbow. Now you'll notice I'm not coming all the way back down because I want to keep some tension on my band, or else it will fall off my wrist. We have 6 more. And 2 more. And then we're going to switch. So again, you can probably just roll it and then put the one arm down to hold it and go up as high as you can. I'm not even quite getting to shoulder height. My band is just too strong for me to be able to do that, and that's okay. I am feeling the work. There's halfway. And we have 2 more. Excellent, good job. Let's give those arms a break and let's move on to some core exercises. So we're going to start with a Russian twist. So you can come and sit down on your mat, knees bent. We're going to take the band in front of us in 2 fists, and we're going to, as we rotate to the side, we're going to pull the band with the single arm that we're rotating to the side, and the other arm is going to hold it in front, okay? So I'm going to rotate to one side, and then come back, and then the other side. And again, we're going to do 12. So this is number 9, and 10, and 11, and 12. Good job. Then we're going to do a crunch with leg scissors. So open up your band and put your feet through it. Okay, and keep it down near your ankles. And you can do it above your knees if you want to, but I'm going to choose to keep mine down at my ankles. Then roll down onto your back. And so what we're going to do is we need to put legs straight up in the air. As I crunch up, I'm going to open up my legs and do it at the same time. So it'll look like this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want, you can go behind your head. 5, 6. Takes a bit of coordination to get it at the same time. 2 more. Excellent. And then you can bend those knees and roll back up so that we can move the band. This time we're going to take it above our knees. You'll notice in some of these exercises there's going to be a little bit of upper body involved or a little bit of lower body involved to engage those really deep core abdominal muscles. The ones that you engage when you suck in really tight as if you're going to do up a pair of tight pants. And those are the ones that are really hard to work with just a crunch or just a sit-up or just a Russian twist. But when you add a band, you really engage those lower, deeper muscles, and it's so important for proper function of, well, keeping all of our internal organs in their proper places and making sure we have good posture, especially through the lower back. So we definitely want to be working those muscles probably more often than all of us do. So next up we have a bridge with a knee press out. So you're going to go, you can just rest your hands down on the mat, or for more abdominal work you can put them up straight, and you're going to push up, out, back, down. So again, that pushing out with your legs, of course it's working the legs, absolutely, but it is also engaging those muscles deep below the belly button, below all our layers of skin. And here's number 6, so we're halfway. So we're just rolling up, pushing out, and rolling back down. We have 2 more. And roll down and roll up one more time. Push out and roll down. Excellent. You can come on back to sitting. We're going to do, it's like a seated, it's like a seated deadlift. So I have to take my band right off so that I can put it over top of my feet and just rest it on the sole of your running shoe there. Make sure it's good and far down so it won't come off. Then get your legs straight. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're not going to bend your arms. You want to use this lower part of your back and your abs. So keep your arms straight and you're simply going to sit like a row and back, but not letting the arms bend. You want the abdominals and the lower back to be doing the work. So this one is number 4. So it seems like a really easy exercise, but if you have a really tough band, it's hard. So that's 8, and it's so good for those muscles. Just make sure you have excellent posture. We have 2 more. And 12. Good job. Next up, we're going to do a loop band pass. So you don't actually need a loop band for this, but what you're going to do is, it's basically a jackknife. So you can do it with straight legs or bent legs. I'll show you straight legs first. So you're going to go above your head, and you come touch, and then back down. Kind of like you would do with a stability ball, and you would actually pass the ball. You can try and pass the band. I guess I could bend. And then bring it back up and pass it back. And if straight legs is too hard, you can go knees and down and pass it back and down. So that's 6. And there's 7. But again, you can go all the way up to the top. And 2 more. I may have lost count on this one. And 1 more. Good job. So we have 2 more to do, and they're both going to be side planks, one for each side of the body. So to use the band, you're going to, just like we did for the row before for our arms, you're going to push it flat to the mat with your hand looped through it, and we're going to come up into a plank, and we're just going to rotate back and then forward. So I am up on my toes. You definitely need some pretty good balance for that. So no problem to put a knee down, okay? Especially after we've already worked the lower body, that's 6. We've already worked the upper body. This is a great place to do. It is excellent for the obliques. And since we're adding that twist, it is very challenging. And 1 more. There we go. And now we're going to switch to the other side. So I'll show you again from the toes, but you really do need to have excellent balance for that. So again, hold it down with your palm, come on up, and then rotate. You have to have good stability because you're rotating at the same time. So you're not always staying in the same position. So there's 4, but again, if you're more comfortable on your knee, that's just fine. Over halfway now. 4 more. And 2 more. Great job. So now you can put your band off to the side. We won't need it for the cool down. You've done all of the hard stuff. And we're going to come up onto our hands and knees for a cat-cow. And again, we're just going to sort of move through a few little stretches here to loosen up the body. Say thank you to our muscles for working so hard. And maybe take away some of the stiffness and soreness that would show up tomorrow morning if we didn't do any stretching. Okay, just a few more here. You should feel really proud of yourself for doing this workout today. We got the lower body, the upper body, the core, both the abdominals and the back. All right, let's come and sit and do a butterfly pose. So you're just going to roll over, sit on your bottom, Put the soles of your feet together. I like to hold the tops of my toes and then push those knees down to the ground as much as you can. Try and have a nice flat back. You can lean forward. But we're not going to round today. We're just going to lean forward and really try and get that stretch through the groin, through the inner thigh. So we're just holding this one. You can move a little bit, try and push those legs down a bit, and then release it a bit if it feels like too much. You know, sort of like you're flapping your butterfly wings. But you can also just hold it. Just a few more seconds here. Excellent. So then I'm going to come up to my knees. And I'm going to step one leg forward. Then I'm going to come up to here and stretch out that hip flexor. And then we're going to lean over with the opposite hand and stretch out the whole side body at the same time. You can put both hands together if you like, or you can have this one here just in case you wobble over for a little balance, or you can rest it on your knee, whatever works best for you for today. It is definitely a balance challenge to have both hands up, but you do get just that little bit more of a stretch down the front of the hip flexor and the side because you can pull into it a little bit more. Okay, and then slowly come back up to center, hands down, and we're just going to switch legs. And again, you can start like this, and then you can simply just add the side stretch. Really open up through the side here. Or you can put both hands together and use the other hand to sort of pull yourself over. Just a few more seconds here. It's a really nice stretch in the front of the hip flexor here. Most of us are pretty tight in the hip flexor. Okay, and come back up to center. And then you can come to sort of stand on both knees again, or you can rest back on your heels. We're going to do a chest expansion, so interlacing those hands behind your back and just push behind you and really release through the front of those chest for the rows that we did and the push-ups that we did. Those were definitely chest heavy exercises. And just hold it, and again, you can move a bit side to side, and even up and down a bit if that one, can lean back a bit if that works for you. You don't have to hold it perfectly still. Okay, and then our last one here, we're going to do a butterfly stretch with the arms. So you just take your arms together behind your back here like this. You can interlace them if you want. And you're going to try and pull those elbows towards each other at the front. So bring them forward. Obviously, you're not going to get anywhere near touching, but you're stretching all through like the triceps, the front of the arm, and you're opening up between those shoulder blades at the same time. You'll notice all of the stretches we did here at the end. I really tried to make sure that we were getting more than one muscle group because we're only doing about 6 stretches or so. And you know, if you don't want to take half an hour to stretch, although that's such a lovely thing to do, it feels so good, then try and get more than one body part or muscle group at the same time. Will definitely cut down on the amount of time you need to stretch. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that workout. Again, I think we were just around maybe even a few minutes over 30 minutes. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Let me know if you like the longer videos. Leave a comment below and let me know what you want to see next. Have a good day.